Well, hey, good morning, gamers. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for February 13th, 2025, I'll be jumping into the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, my reactions. For today specifically, I wanted to talk about Sony's State of Play that went up yesterday. I wanted to kind of rate it, to give my thoughts. It's very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, good morning all. Ultron's good to see you. And man, it is cold here in North Texas. For instance, and I get up early, checking it was like 23 degrees. Like that's cold. But in Texas, there's the wind, and so it's like feels like one. And boy, did it feel like that because I, walk my youngest to school every morning, and there was a neighborhood friend that goes to school too that I was walking as well, and so I was standing outside waiting for him, to show up. It wasn't that long, and that was super cold. And then, walking across the street, getting to the school, and then they luckily get into school, and then I have to walk all the way back. Oh my gosh. I think near the end, I just couldn't help it but run. I even have these warmth gloves, and I have this huge battery on it, charging thing, and I just put this in my pocket. And actually, this is too big. I have a smaller one, but I've just been keeping this on my desk for warming my hands. I have this little small battery because if I put this in my pants pocket, my pants will fall down. Yeah, so cold, so cold. But the sun is up, luckily. Hopefully that means it's gonna get warmer. It's kind of weird that the sun has been gone for a while, and it's up, but it's colder. Anyway, enough weather talk. I think weather's what you talk about when you have nothing else to talk about, right? So let's get into it. As for games I played, I don't think I actually played anything yesterday. I think I turned on the PlayStation Portal, the PlayStation, I guess, and I was in game in Godzilla. I love the fact that I'm streaming a game to a device that then I can have that pause where I'm at. I'm basically putting the PS5 in sleep mode, but then I'm just resuming on that streaming device. Anyway, and then the Smurfs 2, I think I just played during the stream yesterday, so I actually didn't play any games yesterday. I don't think so. Because, there was a State of Play. I mean, obviously I had work stuff, but then State of Play. Maybe let's get into that, because if we do have time, I might play a game. I might play a game that I have been anticipating since yesterday, and the demo wasn't available, even though it said it was, so let's see. Let me jump to, which one did I have open for this? Okay. PlayStation State of Play, February 2025, all the biggest announcements. So I will say, overall, I saw a lot of cool, fun games. And I think that's like, it's like, this is cool. But coming from Sony, the owners of the vehicle in which you have these experiences, I don't think they themselves provided anything that moves that forward. And I guess, and it's hard to be disappointed though, because I am seeing a future in which it's going to be less about exclusives. It's not like a Marvel movie comes out and it's exclusive to AMC theaters. You know what I mean? I just think that's going to go away anyway. Okay. This was probably my favorite one, and I'll get to that game when we go further down. Monster Hunter Wilds, multi-platform. Shinobi, multi-platform. But I would definitely play the heck out of that. Sonic Racing Crossworld. So apparently, this isn't made by the devs of the other Sonic Racing games. This is actually made by the Initial D developers of the Initial D arcade games. It's within the Sonic team. I think before they had Sumo Digital. I could be wrong. Was making these games. So I'm very interested in see what comes of it. I'm glad it's a new dev. Not that it needs to be, but just to make it a fresh take. It's also using Unreal Engine 4. Instead of, like, I think they had Hedgehog Engine or something, so that's interesting also. Again, I'm not too big of a fan on companies moving to Unreal Engine, but if this means the game then is made, I get that. Okay, yeah, this Digimon story. Not really my thing, but look neat. Lost Soul Aside. This actually looked pretty neat. So we're gonna check something real quick. That's shown on Steam. So again, not an exclusive. Like a Dragon in Dave the Diver. So I've been wanting to play Dave the Diver. Wait, and was Dave the Diver the one that had the Godzilla DLC, but you can't get it anymore? It was only for a short time. That was crazy. But what's interesting about this and I haven't played Dave the Diver. I just know it's a popular game or it's a fun game. The video that they were showcasing showed a side-scrolling beat-em-up. So if Dave the Diver, this Yakuza has a side-scrolling beat-em-up, that'd be interesting to try. But it's funny how that works, because I feel like Streets of Rage morphed into Shenmue, which morphed into the Yakuza games, and there's this sort of loop back now. I mean, they actually did come out with a Yakuza Streets of Rage game. I forget what it's called. Let me look it up real quick. Because I played it, and I think I beat it. It's like a real short. I think it was just supposed to, that would be my library, wouldn't it? So let me do like Streets of Kamurocho. Yeah, I don't have it up here, sorry. But yeah, Streets of Kamurocho is what I'm talking about. That came out, I don't know, I played it in 2023. Anyway, let's move on. WWE TK25, don't care, it's multi-platform. Borderlands 4, it seemed like it had a little more interesting mechanics going on to kind of freshen the first-person shooter stuff, so that's pretty cool. Directive 8020, you know, that looked neat, but I'm not really into these games, these narrative games. Five Nights at Freddy's, that's cool. I mean, again, like, reviews could come out and they could say that this is amazing, and then I'll play it, but until then, I kind of don't care. I mean, the Midnight Walk looked great, but a lot of times when the focus is on that kind of atmospheric visual language, you know, how much is really put into the mechanics of the gameplay. And I'm a mechanics first guy. Sorry, I gotta move my hair. So we'll see. Again, nothing here is like, oh, PlayStation. Darwin's Paradox, that looked neat. And that was from Konami. Isn't that interesting? It's like a side-scrolling octopus game, and I think that's cool just because of the potential of gameplay possibilities. Also, it just looked like it's constant, non-stop, like figuring things out as you're moving. That looked good. Okay, Warriors Abyss. This was the biggest surprise, and man, so it's $25, which is not a lot, but I'd hate to spend $25 and then play this and be like, eh. So, you know. Dave the Diver did have Godzilla DLC. Yeah, it was temporary because I went to go see if I could buy it, and no, you can't get it anymore. Yeah, nothing was overtly a Sony feeling game, sort of like a bunch of indies and multi-platform developers. Yeah, and it could be that's all Sony has right now, but I think that's almost painting the picture of the future, and you would think Sony would try to be on top of that by at least saying, like, Bloodborne coming soon, you know, something. I don't know. Onimusha 2 and Onimusha Wave of the Sword. So this is really cool because I remember they announced this, but when I was watching the video of Wave of the Sword, that looked way better than I thought, unless they didn't show that before. That was my first time seeing it because I know they announced this. Onimusha 2, on the other hand, I think that's a great idea that they're doing that. Yeah. Let's see. My friend who isn't into roguelite said Warriors was cute, but should have been 20. Roguelite loving friend was just on board in general. Yeah, and the one thing I do like about it is it's not an auto battler like Vampire Survivors, and that there is a dodge mechanic. So those sort of things make me more interested. And then apparently you can have 6 people with you, like AI that you manage to be with you, and you choose who they are for each run. It sounds pretty neat. Way of the Sword showed new gameplay and story time. Oh, we only got teasers to now. Okay, cool. Then that, you know, sometimes I feel like I get confused with the Samurai games. Because sometimes there's more than one. Okay, Metal Gear Solid Delta looks fun. Totally gonna play this. So what's interesting is the Xbox version is not gonna have Ape Escape. It's actually gonna have Bomberman, which makes sense. It's sort of the same thing, but it's Konami, you know. But in terms of being little cute characters. Hell is Us. Yeah, it looks cool, but it's like, yeah, that was one that I think at first I was like, oh, is this Death Stranding? You know, again, sometimes games look similar. So Liza P, this was interesting because as soon as they showed the characters, like, oh, this looks like Liza P, but then I'm watching the gameplay and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, this looks like something else. But no, it's this sort of add-on that or expansion for Liza P. That's pretty cool. Dreams of Another. I didn't realize this was the Pixel Junk developers, but this looks great because it's very voxely. It's like, again, I don't know what necessarily the gameplay is going to be, but I like the idea of it being a third-person shooter where you're manipulating all of these pixels and voxels that are making up things in the world. Days Gone Remastered. Very interesting. I played the beginning of it, and then I just kind of moved on just because it was really story-heavy, but I feel like I would want to play this game, so I'm kind of glad there's a remaster, even though it's like, do we need it? But they've got nothing else, so you might as well do something like this. And it's funny, because I think this was a game that they were like, we don't really like it that much, we're not going to make a sequel. But they're remastering it. Tides of Annihilation. Okay, this one looked good. I feel like it had a mix of things we've already seen before, but I like the look of the protagonist. Yeah, female character, but I feel like the way it was designed kind of stood out in a way. And not being overtly sexualized or anything, just like, actually, let's see if we can look at that. Because I think when I was playing, I was like, okay, this must be a main character. Is this Final Fantasy or something? Just because of the, yeah, see, like, I don't know if you guys can tell. Was that a good picture of the main character? Yeah, like, look at these shots of this main character. This looks like a really cool main character. I think it's a mix of, it's not trying to be video gamey in terms of, like, you know, the way the person's dressed, and then like the detail, like in the hair. Yeah, this game looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add to the wish list while I'm here. Metal Eden looked cool. And again, this kind of goes back to me wanting first-person shooters that they can add more stuff to it to kind of expand that genre. And this seems to have a lot of that. You know, it takes what Doom did and kind of adds on to it, where you can, like, move in quick to an enemy, dash around. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, tell us, what's going on? Okay, Alternative Tides of Annihilation looked at DMC Bayonetti. Yes, that's what I'm hoping it's a straight-up character action game. Yeah, I'm really about character action games. Okay, Mind's Eye. This is the interesting one because this is, yeah, former president of Rockstar North, Leslie Benzies' next game. So it looks like they're taking the core of what people like from GTA, and I think that's the open world shooting guns, driving cars. But on top of it, instead of being like a commentary on modern society and a crime story, it looks like it's a neat sci-fi adventure. So this could be very interesting. I'll be curious to check that out. Okay, and then this is the one that I think is the only PlayStation exclusive. It was shown at the end, even though I almost feel like most people wouldn't care. This is the first time that once I found out, okay, I hate when all we get are cinematic trailers and no gameplay. It's like, I don't care. This isn't helping anyone. It's almost like being selfish. Like, look at this game I'm coming out with, even though you can't see the game yet. But it's like, I don't really care what you're showing me unless I know what the game is, right? Different here. This is Housemarque, or Housemarque. Housemarque made amazing games on PlayStation. I think they're mainly PlayStation exclusive. I think there's one on Steam. Let's see. Yeah, so this game, Saros, we're looking at. Oh, so let me get to this part. The game Saros. It's kind of a sequel to Returnal. And when again, it was cinematic. I saw that it was Housemarque. I was like, I don't care, it's cinematic. I like Housemarque. Every game they make is good. This has got to be good. I loved Returnal, but to me, the issue with Returnal was making it a rogue-like. You could get super, super, super far in the game and have to start over, and you don't really feel like you gain much. But if they built the game out to be like, you know, a full-on experience where you could save and all that, sure, add some roguelike elements, then it could be amazing. The controls in Returnal are awesome. It's making me want to go back and play it, actually. I think they patched it to make it a little easier, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not that it was hard. It's more of, once you die, you have to start over, and the game is long. It takes a long time. So I would get super, super far and then die and then be like, I got to do all that over again. So let me see. Actually, I'm seeing this Harry Kruger to depart from Housemarque after almost 15 remarkable years. I don't know if that's a good thing. Oh, that was a while ago. Okay, so again, I wanted to list of games. Super Stardust back in the DOS days? I didn't know about that. What? Interesting. Because, yeah, Super Stardust HD, PlayStation 3. I didn't know that was based on an old one. Or maybe I didn't, I forgot, but that's insane. Okay, so I think that's where I first kind of, yeah, I'm looking at these other ones, not a big deal, but I think it was Super Stardust HD was the first time that I noticed this developer. And then the next one, wow, they made a golf team. Yeah, the portable Dead Nation. Dead Nation, great game. And then Outland. I remember thinking, oh, Outland is going to be awesome. And it was just okay. Super Stardust Delta, again, great. Resogun. Oh, Resogun was great. Okay, and so they kept doing this. Alienation. Alienation is making, you know, the Dead Nation they made, which was excellent. Dead Nation, they need to come back and make a sequel. These games, there's not enough of them. Anyway, Alienation was like a alien version of that. Next Machina. So this is the one that was, oh, it was on PlayStation 4. I guess I got it on PC. Next Machina is actually probably my favorite game of theirs. If you guys haven't played Next Machina. And then Matterfall. I didn't play too much of this, and I really meant to play more. 2017. That seems so long ago. And then Returnal, obviously. This is a great developer. Even though it's interesting things I didn't know they made and some great ones. Storm Divers. Was that a canceled game? Interesting. All right. So I guess, you know, that's really about it. And for me, this is like, while there was cool for a gamer, awesome announcements. So I'm good with that. But for PlayStation, with whatever they're trying to do, you know, nothing here is like, oh, PlayStation is amazing. You know, it's more like, oh, here's some cool games. And here's the thing. I think my favorite news piece is more to do with PC. Stellar Blade's coming out on PC in June. I can't wait for that. And then they're going to get some DLC. Okay, let's move on. What was the other thing that I was going to look at before? No, looked at that. I think that's everything. No, yeah, because this. All 3 Armored Core PS1 games are coming to the PS Plus Premium Classics catalog, which is a great idea. All 3, but no release dates. So sometime this year, we'll get the 3 the classic PS1 Armored Core games, which I haven't played in forever, so I can't even... I don't even know how they stand in terms of, you know, modern day, so that'll be interesting. Okay. We've got some time, so I do want to start. I do want to start that game that was supposed to be available yesterday, and it wasn't, but it is here now. It's the Nightling. Saber Interactive. Looks good. Sorry, I had to get my controller. Let's see. I think PlayStation's just trying to get sales period after their recent gaming fumbles. I'm here for Digimon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're trying to do something. Let me get this set up. Okay, there we go. No, yeah, with Sony, it's like, I don't know. Part of it doesn't really matter as long as they can make money off the games that they currently have. You know, I don't know. Suckbound Premium. Hopefully, you can just buy them separately, like Ape Escape or Legend of Dragon. They usually are. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that because that's how Nintendo does it, right? Like on their Nintendo service, the games aren't available to buy. They're part of that yearly subscription. That's interesting. All right, let's load this. I should have launched it before the stream. You know how like sometimes you got the shader compilation going on? At least it gives us time to look at this little character. Here we go. Almost there. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm not even going to bother with graphics since the stream is still up.
Wake up, my friend.
Yeah, very Breath of the Wild. Shoot Force. Hilarious you bring that up. I used to be a part of a gaming forum back in the day when that game first came out, and they had a contest. The developers were on. They're like, they had a contest to put you in the game. Oh, good. And the dude from that forum I was on, that I think I was friends with at the time, got put into the game. Random. Oh, yeah, I want both of these. Okay. All right. Weird, hold on. I know I said I wasn't going to mess with the graphics, but if VSync is on, I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, there we go. And then for the stream, I will keep the FPS at 60. Okay, yeah, that looks a little better. All right. Jump. Hold R midair. What? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of the graphics were kind of jumping and not helping. Okay, so the right trigger is for all that. Okay. How much talking am I gonna have to do? Oh, I don't know what I picked. Yeah, I'll try. Okay. Let's look at this world. So, as far as graphics, they're not like insane, but I feel like the art direction is making up for that. Oh, I think it's actually telling me to go in here. Control's good. There is a... Oh, okay, interesting. So, like, what we're seeing right now, there is some frame drops. I don't know if that's just because the game, you know, I'm playing it for the first time. Okay, so there's... Okay, wrong one. There's this sort of melee attack that you could do, and then I guess, yeah, you hold down the left trigger to block, but also throw. Interesting. This is unique. Look at that. What in the world? Okay. Oh, there must be something else. Oh, yeah. So is this interesting? So, one, it's weird that when I'm holding left trigger, it's not showing the icon. Oh, I hold... Okay, I get it. I don't have to... So that, interesting. You don't necessarily aim, you just hold down the right trigger. But wait a minute, it's not showing the icon. Unless I aim, then I hold it down. Yeah, I don't know about that controls. Especially after playing the Smurfs game and how they utilize the platforming and shooting controls. That's already better than this. And no slight against this game, because this actually seems pretty cool, but I'm just amazed about the developers of that Smurf game. Okay. Let's talk to this person. Anyway, let me try to get the gameplay loop down. Wait, what? Oh no. I'm clicking too fast. Okay. Okay. What's said that way? So, is there a run? Okay, you hold down right trigger to run. Right trigger for a lot. So... No, that's just normal ground. I didn't know if that was the corrupted part. I'm seeing some stuff from Smurfs in this. It's triggering me. Why does he stop all the time just to say something? That's not good game design, sorry. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Does it really stop to say, interesting? Okay, so it says I'm in an investigation zone also. Okay, I came from there. I'm liking this. I mean, I think the similarity with this, the Smurfs Breath of the Wild, is there's a lot of exploration and there's always, it's sticky. There's always something you're doing. Oh, we got some bad guys. Okay. I'm gonna have to, combat seems a little clunky. There's no lock on. You have to press buttons in order to, like, engage another attack phase. Or attack stance. Like, hold down left trigger, then hold down right trigger to aim. But, if I just see this guy and I pressed R, I'm not shooting. But I can attack. I'm not sold on the controls yet. All right. Oh, bad guy right here. Nice. I don't think there's anything up there. This looks like a puzzle. Okay. Oh. But I need to go that way. Alright, any other talk? Smurfs are the new bar that must be surpassed. I know. I know, it's crazy. Never thought I would say that. It's funny sometimes where games that you never would really give a thought to can sometimes make you think more than you would think. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But really, there's so much. Okay, you might want to say there's, I don't know. I don't, you know, sometimes there's dialogue that, sure. You know, oh, okay, wait. It's like, sure, let's have dialogue about a monster or monsters to go kill. What the? It's oh. But like this, if you're stopping gameplay to just say, hey, there's a nest of monsters over there, go get it. Like, you don't need to, that doesn't need to be a reason to stop the game. So what else is going on here? What time is it? Oh, it's that time. I do gotta jump, but this is intriguing. I think I'm gonna jump back into this demo later. I feel like there's so much more to learn about this game. And I'll just say, I think the thing that makes it stand out is it looking like Breath of the Wild being open world. I think it's kind of like leaning into it. Here's that, you know, traveling around on the shield like this. I mean, this is pretty nice. Let me check one more thing before we go. I want to see if there's... Okay, so it looks like I can turn up the graphics a lot more than they are right now. Why don't we do it right now, since we're about to end this stream anyway? Frame rate drip. Drop, right? That's what I'm trying to... Frame rate drop. That's for sure. Oh, wow, but it looks like there's so much more detail that's out there. Wow, there is a lot to this world. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. So more information on that. It's called Nightling. Let me get to... It's called The Nightling. There's a demo on Steam right now. Let me look up if it's anywhere else. Yeah, just Steam. So you guys should check that out if you got Steam. Anyway, I'm going to head out. This was a lot of fun, so stay to play. Cool games announced, but I don't think it moves the needle for Sony. But still, hey, we get games, and that's the fun part about it. But, yeah. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and we'll talk then. Have a good one.